We're rolling.
What's up? It's Sammy, the Spanish guy Guevara, and new TNT champion. And you, yes, you, right now are listening to the
Bob Culture Podcast.
Bob Culture Podcast.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Nothing between the lines of the fate or out of sight. Forgiveness is for angels, but this angel fell out of line. Nothing, no second chance or redemption can be found. 'Cause you can't have the devil and the devil is running you down.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, there's a handsome guy back here.
stop talking about
the
me, though,
BC
right?
I was agreeing
Look
to
at
you.
his jacket.
Hashtag
He's
wrestling fashion. Look at
And
him.
he's got a high knee. Come on.
Guys, there. He's ready to go. Mr. Maclin, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the show, Mr. Steve Maclin from Impact Wrestling. Dude, thank you so much for giving us your time, man.
No longer forgotten.
That's right there. It is. I love it, man.
I don't mind it. I miss those days a little bit.
Yeah.
At least
Dude,
Blake and I.
Dude, that team was so underrated, man. You
Thank
guys
you.
were not used as much. Like,
I wish people thought that at the same time when we were getting that push at NXT, but then of course,
Yeah, I mean, the world has been crazy. Let's be real. The world's been crazy. Going through that pandemic era obviously didn't help. What was it like for you kind of navigating that pandemic era and then now coming back to live crowds, slowly coming back? What was that like for you, man?
Well, when we got called up to SmackDown as Forgotten Sons, It was different compared to the Impact no fans with being there because commentary was still there. The camera crew was there. You were able to stop during break spots, so you would literally just stop like a movie and then continue on because it was recorded.
Yeah.
But once I got to Impact, there's no commentary out there, so I compared it, and it was the worst comparison ever. I told Deanna, I was like, this has to be what porn feels like.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if this is a PG show, but like, you're in a ring, and it's just you two going at it with a camera guy, and you hit your finish, and then it's like, hey, how you doing? And then if something goes wrong, you redo it. If not, you continue to go. But it was like I was like, this has to be what porn feels like. But not as, but it was just one of those comparisons. Like,
that's the headline, by the way.
That's a soundbite right there.
Yeah, coronavirus crowds having no crowds is like porn.
Yeah, there it is. There's the headline, ladies and gentlemen. We got to talk about Shameless promo. Obviously, we're here at Intergender Warfare, Warriors of Wrestling. You had a match with Deanna taking on Genocide and Joey Ace coming off with the L there. I think Genocide kind of stealing the pin there. A little questionable match there. Your thoughts on that match tonight?
I kind of had my thoughts of, obviously I struck Deanna when I didn't plan on it, and I was more concerned with her.
Yeah, sure.
And they took the advantage of that, and being the cheap baby faces they were.
There it is. We saw
and then they had to double cover me too. And they were billing, what's his name, Ace at the beginning, and I was like, he's not that big.
Yeah, right. Yeah, Ace.
And then ended up being Genocide. I was like, okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah, she's scary though. She can do some crazy stuff in her, as you found out tonight, sir. You mentioned commentary earlier on. I'm about a year in. Like, we've been doing the podcast for a while, doing commentary here on the Independents. Coming from a superstar caliber, or competitor of your caliber, what advice would you have for someone like me at the desk on commentary?
Well, dealing with commentary, one of my better friends is Tom Phillips, Tom Hannafin now. We always talk, and like having communication with commentary, because commentary is a bigger part, and just like a referee in a match, everybody in the ring and then everybody on commentary is always there because you guys put us over. Like, what we do in the ring is great, and then you tell our story as well to the fans, because if we can't do it physically, you have to do it verbally, because we don't have a mic while we're wrestling.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's one of those things where, like, you guys help us so much, so it's like getting to know the talent, and then for the talent to even just come to you. Like, a lot of the times, like, that's something I picked up on early. It was like, hey, go and tell commentary what notes you would want. Email them, you get contact information, you constantly stay in communication. That's the whole thing. Wrestling is communication.
Yeah.
And when you don't have that, it's off. Like, to me, it was always been awful when there's lack of communication on all aspects.
Exactly.
So that's just, for me, commentary is very big on the storytelling of the characters and getting us over.
Love it. This guy's spitting knowledge left and right. I love it, man.
And by the way, I just want to say, I was at TakeOver 25 with the triple threat ladder match.
Well, the 4-way.
Oh, no, the 4-way. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. Amazing.
It was a lot of fun.
So good. It was so good.
That's one of my favorite matches. That was actually my first takeover after being there for so friggin' long.
That's what I was saying. I was like, oh,
So-
the Forgotten Sons are finally on a TakeOver.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, well, yeah. Blake and I, he had the first Brooklyn ever, which I don't think people remember that. He was on the first Brooklyn takeover
Oh, that's right.
against the
Yeah.
Vaudevillains. And then, so he had that, but it was my first ever takeover being there so long. I was there 6 years in the PC. And we finally got our break with that one, and it was a lot of fun. A lot of minds came together for that one.
Yeah.
And Undisputed Era at that time with Kyle and Bobby, Oni and Danny, and then the Street Profits. Like Tez and Dawkins are killing it right now.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of them, especially Dawkins, for a guy that just. When you see him like behind the scenes, he's very much himself on TV.
Yeah.
So props to Angelo Dawkins. He's one of my good buddies.
And
They seem like a lot of fun.
And Tez, you knew, like we saw him at a house show before being on TV at Asbury Park, New Jersey. As a matter of fact,
Yep.
I knew he had it.
Tez
Yeah,
is like,
yeah.
so I tell people all the time, like Montez is like the equivalent, his athleticism is like a big guy not know his own strength.
Exactly.
Montez doesn't know his own athleticism, where
Yeah.
he's too athletic sometimes.
It's
He
wild.
jumps super high.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
It's crazy, man. I got not to be cliche here, but I gotta ask because I'm all about building bridges and things like that. Instead of companies tearing each other down and all that stuff. Forbidden doors are open.
Yeah.
Which is wild to
Which is
see.
which is cool to see. For us as fans, journalists, just to see.
For me as a worker, it's
Yeah,
awesome.
exactly. That's what I was
There's so
gonna
many
ask.
opportunities for everybody out there now.
Any targets? Is it titles? Is it people you want to work with? Is it you? Because you have titles, to target here in Impact.
X Division titles on my mind right now with Trey Miguel.
Oh, okay.
I have
Yeah.
Laredo Kid this week, and then that sets up for Turning Point if I want to make the triple threat match. So that's the one thing I'm looking forward to right now is getting at the X Division title. And Forbidden Door is there, but a lot of my eyes are on Impact right now.
Got it.
A lot of work to be on Impact.
Eye on the prize, and we always ask this one. Thank you so much for taking a few
Yes,
minutes.
thank you so
Respectful of
much,
your
bro.
time.
This is
appreciate
fun. This is the fun part of wrestling.
Dude, Mike, I love this guy.
I'm glad that you're saying that.
Like, why don't people just like wrestling is supposed to be fun?
A lot of people don't like doing interviews.
I'm sitting here
get
drinking a beer. I
sometimes,
would have probably got fired for this somewhere else.
Yeah, there it is. This guy, I love it. I always like to ask this one. Obviously, working, this independent show, we're
Yep.
big proponents of the indie scene here in
Yes.
the Northeast.
Big
What
supporters.
advice would you have to some of these up-and-coming superstars that are trying to get over with the crowds or trying to get heat from the crowds, trying to get to that next level?
It's just getting out there and getting reps. Like, I never had that benefit of being on the indies long enough. I was very fortunate. Started training about a year and a half at the Monster Factory.
Your Monster Factory.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
wow.
And then Joe Briscoe brought me in. He came in for a seminar, and like I was literally about a year and a half training as I got signed, and I'm very blessed on that. But it's also a curse because I didn't get the experience of the indies. Like, I was
I
just
get what
on my
you're
way to
saying,
branch
yeah.
out, and he said, "Do not take any more bookings." I'm like, why would you not listen to him?
That's fair.
That's
I mean,
what,
that's
it's
a
a
fair
good problem to
point.
have.
And then at that time, like NXT was the way that they want it now, where they wanted the lack of independent talent, so they can teach you the non-mistakes and
Exactly,
teach
yeah.
you their way.
Yeah.
Which was good, but then the indie flux came in with your Kevin Owens and everybody, which at that time was the hottest thing. So why would you like?
We're big NXT guys.
Yeah, and at that time NXT was hot, and the tag team division at that time was hot, and just everything in wrestling at that time was blowing
Yes,
up.
very good. Yeah.
And then obviously things changed. But to answer your question on for indie experience, enjoy it, take advantage of it, try things. Don't be afraid to go out there and act like an ass. I did tonight with Deanna. That was a first for us in an intergender match. I'm not used to wrestling women.
Oh, really? It was your first with you two.
Yes. I'm not a fan. Like I told Dee when I got into this, and we've been asked, like, oh, would you want to wrestle women? Like, I'm not. It's nothing against women. I just don't. I was raised to not hit women.
I got you.
So that's
not your
just.
thing,
It's
yeah.
not my thing. But if it has to be done,
And you
profe-
trained little women, probably at
Yes.
Monster Factory.
Yeah, and even at the
So I get
PC
it.
for a little bit, but it's just my thing. Like I'm just not my like. If I was a little kid watching, I wouldn't want me to be hitting a woman. I don't know.
Just
Yeah.
from that
Ju-
perspective.
just
understandable,
That's
yeah.
just me. But at the same time, if I'm booked that way, I'll work around it. And we,
I got you.
like we did tonight, we made it work.
Yeah, and it was fantastic. Man.
But yeah, it was fun. But for indie talent, just get experience, go out there, make a name for yourself. Don't worry about I know it's GIF wrestling now. Everybody wants to get over on Twitter and all that, which is fine.
Yeah, you're not
It's
wrong.
fine. Listen, I'm trying to do that too.
Yeah.
But it's just have fun. Like that's the fun part of wrestling. Go out and have fun and just find yourself and be the most 100% of you and true to yourself out there. And don't let anybody tell you no. And if they do, prove them wrong.
Love that, man. What a great note to end it on. But first, we're all about the shameless promo here on the BCB.
Okay.
Hit them with the socials, hit them with the merch, all that good stuff.
Steve Maclin on Instagram and Twitter. Do not have a Facebook. Pro Wrestling Tees, Steve Maclin, and then also at Collar and Elbow, and also at ImpactShops.com.
Mr. Maclin, this is an honor.
Thank
man.
you, guys.
So much. I know you got your beer, man.
Bro,
Thank
you
so
guys
much.
are good. Thank you for. I could sit here and talk all day.
My God.
Okay.
Bonus round with Steve Maclin. We're recording, right?
Jersey questions.
Jersey
yeah.
questions, rapid fire. Ready?
Okay.
Pork roll or Taylor ham?
Taylor ham.
Really?
Taylor ham, mac and cheese on a roll with salt, pepper, and ketchup.
Oh man, does he?
Okay, all right.
Okay. Bon Jovi or Bruce?
Neither.
Neither. See, I kind of go that way too. I
Yeah,
feel
I
like
think-
I'm betraying.
If I had to choose one, it'd be Bruce.
Okay.
If I had to choose one.
I go Bon Jovi just because of the weddings. Like he's got more
That's
wedding
fair,
hits. He's
though.
got
Yeah,
more
that
wedding
is
hits.
fair, yeah.
Yeah,
He gets you up.
That's a great
I'll
answer.
go Bon.
their life.
I'll give Bon Jovi that one.
Favorite diner?
Meadowlands Diner.
That's a good answer.
Meadowlands
okay,
Diner.
so
on-
if we ever go to MetLife, we'll
I
keep
always
that in
try-
mind.
right on Route. It's right on Route 17.
Love
Okay,
it.
all right.
And final question: Jersey pizza spot. What's a pizza spot?
Park Tavern in East Rutherford. It's right over the train tracks. Yeah, Park Tavern. You go
Park
there.
Tavern,
You got to
okay.
get their pizza and mussels, hot mussels too, because then the crust is perfect for dipping in the mussel sauce.
Gotcha. Sports team.
Giants and Yankees.
My dude.
Giants are playing awful right now.
Yeah, I
if
know.
you're ever
Deep
in the if you're ever in the Hazlitt area, Salerno's Pizza, amazing. That's my favorite. Pizza
Do you guys
spot.
follow the Barstool?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I
He
watch
watches
those every
them all the
day.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my thing.
I love it. They tried Vixen Brown.
No
and pizza.
spine, no
Good
spine.
Yeah, no, I love
Jack's
Portnoy.
Pizza.
Portnoy pops me.
Yeah, he's got. I love it.
He got over quick too.
Yeah,
But yeah.
he's great. All right, guys.
What about you? Taylor ham or pork roll?
See, I feel like I'm betraying people. I gotta go pork roll.
Yeah, we
man.
say pork roll.
Pork
yeah.
roll?
I feel like a heel now.
I've
Yeah.
never been to Staten Island, so this is my first time ever in Staten Island. Yeah, for being in the tri-state area.
It's not
I'd
a
never,
bad drive.
No, I never really had to come over here.
Yeah.
Because I'm usually the driver, and he was like, "Well, can you ride to the show?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "We're going to New York." I was like, "Oh, where?" Staten Island. I was like, "Oh, that's no problem. We just go right over the bridge. It's like 10 minutes away."
Yeah.
It wasn't bad at all.
Yeah.
Basketball. You said Yankees Giants. Is there a basketball team?
I never really. I grew up a Bulls fan just because Michael Jordan in the '90s.
Yeah, it's the same with me, yeah.
I think every kid in Space Jam. Like, how
Oh,
could you
come
not?
on, yeah.
The new one was awful.
Oh
Yeah,
God, I don't
could've-
even.
So bad.
I don't
They-
even want to get started on
They
that.
tried too hard, but
And
we'll
it
leave it
shouldn't
at
have been
that.
2.5 hours. I was like, "What is this?"
We'll leave it at
It's not
that.
a Marvel movie.
Super. Like you're into the superhero flicks, like
Yes.
Marvel and all that. Favorite superhero?
Wolverine.
That's my guy.
Are you serious?
I've
That's
been
his
Wolverine
guy.
like
So-
for Halloween every year.
Wolverine's
Oh my God.
Wolverine's my guy, but obviously I based my character off of the Punisher too. So
Yeah.
Oh, brilliant.
okay.
Yes.
That's fair.
a lot of me is in the Punisher, but then a lot of me wants to be Wolverine. Like if they had a actual surgery to give you adamantium, I would be the first on the
This
list.
jacket's kind of wolvy.
Yeah, it's kind of Logan-ish.
He makes fun of me. I've had it for like 15 years, and I never get to wear it until we come up north. I'm like, I'm taking advantage of
You're like,
it.
I have to wear this now because it's cold.
Yeah, we live in Florida. I
Yeah.
can't wear this stuff.
Oh, I love it. All right, hashtag wrestling bash. What not that, Mr. Steve Mack. Dude, thank you so much.
Thank you guys. Thank you. Follow me on Steve Maclin, Instagram, Twitter,
Shameless promo.
Pro Wrestling Tees, and at Impact Shop and Collar and Elbow.